What's up, YouTube? I had a video idea this morning, and the video idea was really simple. It was just, I was thinking about just, the existence of God a little bit. So I thought, might as well come on here and think about, share my thoughts on it. These are not religious or anything like that. And so if you don't want to watch this is the warning. Go click away, but these are sort of my thoughts on it right now. So I guess the first question is, and does God exist? Right. So that's such a hard question, and also an easy one. Um, it's like asking, the main question is like, how do we get here, right? So let's answer: does God exist? I think the answer is yes. Um, but then the question is, what is the proof or evidence, right? Well, the universe existing is evidence. So I think there's some sort of cosmic being that created the universe, right? So, in terms, because the universe itself presents evidence that it has intelligent design, right? Like, there is a lot of randomness in the universe, but there's also a lot of signs of intelligent design, right? And so, intelligent design, life, balance, order, all those things are signs that the universe wasn't just a random soup pie, right? So it does have that evidence. Um, Now, you know, we can get into, uh, and my argument for this is like, have you met your great great grandfather, right? Or let's go 5 generations above, right? But you still exist. So, right, you somehow exist, but then going 5 generations up, right, you can't prove what your great 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 grandfather looked like or even know his name, but you exist. So, and you're an intelligent being, right? So the idea that the universe exists and there is balance and order and cycles, there is some version of God that has created this universe with intelligent design. So, um, the other questions that I've come across or people talk to me about is, is there, why do bad things happen to good people? Um, and I think my answer to that, again, please don't come at me. My answer to that is just, in order for free will to exist, um, I think things happen, right? Because you can't have a universe where, you can't have a universe where uh, free will exists, and uh, also the other side where it's like, you know something bad happens and a lightning strikes down a bad person, right? Like, so in order for free will to exist, good and bad things have to happen, right? And so free will, it's in itself in this universe, um, I think allows the idea for good and bad things for people to choose, right? For example, for choices to be made, right? And some things are not in our control, right? And even for those things to happen, right? If there was no free will, right, and let's say hypothetically there would be no bad things happening, um, but then at the same time you lose free will. So in order to have one, the sacrifices the other. Um, but I don't have that answer, but that's my take on it as well. There's no good answer, right, for that. And honestly, I I'm just gonna go with I don't know, um, right? Um, yeah, but if you look at the universe itself, there's a lot of signs that it's cyclical. Like, if you look at any species on planet Earth, there's a lot of evidence. There's a lot of intelligent design that has gone into the creation of those species, right? So anyway, Do I believe in evolution? I think evolution's probably just part of the process, right? So, you know, yeah. So it's like science is the study of what's already been created. But what was created really well. It's created so well that it functions on its own, and it's created so well that people miss the beauty of it. So, anyway, my take on it is God exists, but also allows free will to exist as well. So we can make choices and decisions, and um, yeah, um, that's what I think it is. Now I don't have all the answers, right? Um, you know, yeah, I don't have all the answers, but I really think the that's my idea, right? Uh, Nature, you know, there's a lot of bad things that happen and a lot of things we can't control, but we can only focus on the things we can control, right? Um, so I guess then someone could bring up this question too, right? If let's say if bad things are going to happen anyway, what's the point of praying, right? That's a really great question, right? So, for example, I was in a car wreck, right? Like if I did everything right and I did, count it all, why did I end up in a car wreck, right? Like, there's a lot of people that believe in fate or destiny, right? And I'm not one of those people. Um, you know, I don't think things are predetermined. Um, Now, uh, for the car wreck example, somebody took a wrong turn and she said she thought she could make it, right? So, um, so yeah, I think people choose, right? And sometimes those choices, in some situations, gets you, you know, uh, even if it wasn't my fault in that situation. Right? But I'm saying that um, choices are allowed so that you can have free will, and then and some of those, you know, choices, sometimes you have good days and bad days, right? Anyway, I wish I had more questions, but the idea is that the main thing, if nothing else, I wanted to convey in this video is that yes, the universe exists, and it exists because of intelligent design. And because intelligent design exists, right, then there's some version of God that exists. Now, good and bad things will continue to happen to everyone. There's going to be some things that we have as humanity have control over, like taking care of the poor, feeding the hungry, taking care of our neighbors, our families. Those choices we have, and there's also things that are not in our control, illnesses, natural disasters, right? So we can focus on things we can control, and those bad things will happen, but it doesn't negate the fact that free will exists and the universe exists, and there's still beauty in this universe. So yeah, that's the video. Oh yes, one more thing. So let's say bad things are going to happen, right? What is the point of praying, or what is the point of talking or having a relationship with God, right? Um, you know, for example, um, you know, a lot of the times, what is the point of prayer, right? That's what I'm getting at. I think the point of prayer is to have a relationship with God. I think a lot of the times people have pray and treat God like a vending machine, when I think it should just be. The Bible talks about being separate from God, and being separate from God means not having a relationship with God. Um, Rather than, I think a lot of religions believe if you do all the right things you go to heaven, and you do all the wrong things you go to hell. I think it is just as simple as, you know are you a good person, and are you having a relationship with a higher being, right? And even if you don't get everything you want, right? Can you continue to have that relationship, right? Can you continue to be that person that, you know, has that relationship? The point of prayer is trying, like, while you're alive, you have the opportunity to have a relationship with a higher being. Um, and I can't promise you if you can have that relationship when you're dead, but while you're alive, you have a chance to connect to this higher being, and I think that is worth something, right? Whether he or she is listening or not, it's just you. It's your own space. It's your own time, and it's your relationship, the things you say in private to this being, and that's what's important. Um, and so, for example, how I pray is I do the Serenity Prayer, right? Then I do the Lord's Prayer, and then I just do a relationship prayer. So like, I'm like, I just talk, like, you know, what's what's on my mind, and I sort of just have like a conversation, you know. Just if by any chance anyone's even listening on the other end, right? Where that's what makes this hard, is that you know, you may not believe like someone's listening, and so this is a really hard relationship, but you know, just trying to just do it anyway and try to have that relationship in silence. So yeah, I don't know. This is pretty hard to make, but yes, this video is gonna be called "Vlog Does God Exist?" and all my thoughts on it. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I didn't mean to offend anyone. Uh, these are just my thoughts, and you know, again, I gave the warning ahead of time. So thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye.